on. Will current day liberals also skewer their own version of Tomi Lahren if that person said they weren't pro-choice? Probably, right? Like that's kind of a bedrock issue now, right versus left. Like if there's any issue that you could definitely say if you're on one side or the other, this is where you got to be. It would be on the issue of the woman's right to choose. I still say, though, y'all are falling for the okie doke on Tomi Lahren with this because the reason that she got it, like the reason she got suspended ain't really got nothing to do with the fact that people were mad at her about being pro-choice. Her being pro-choice has been no mystery. Glenn Beck was just like, oh, you too hot. That's all that came down to. You too hot. Like, yo, he's the name on the marquee, and she's getting big, big, big. Right? And he clearly wasn't having that. I mean, he was explicitly said that where he's like, yo, it can't all be me, and everything else. Yo, man, he decided it was time to take her down a peg. I mean, I think that's the more interesting story than anything else is that all this you talk about, man, she got a little too big for her britches as far as the boss man was concerned, and he went and publicly chopped her down. Publicly chopped her down in a way to where he wanted to make sure everybody knew that he was chopping her down. And I understand most people ain't got no sympathy for her, and I don't blame you necessarily if you don't have any sympathy for her, and I'm not even speaking from a place of sympathy. But I am saying, though, don't get it twisted and think that her saying she was pro-choice is what took this down. No. The game that she's playing, yeah, choice matters, but that's not the issue that she's selling. She's selling on race. Like, that's her thing. And so the people that are mad at her for being pro-choice, I think they stick around for the race stuff because the race stuff is really what they coming to her for. That's what they're there for. Glenn Beck was just like, yeah, whatever. What did he say? That she was not intellectually consistent. He said that she was selfish. They just decided to chop her down. That was it. The game is cold. Appreciate the question. I got anything else I feel like answering? Nah, I'm good. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us here on the Evening Jones. We try to do this thing here once a week. My man, Lance Gilliam, handles everything behind the scenes. Thank you. Remember, if you ever miss anything live, subscribe to the Evening Jones podcast. Subscribe at the iTunes Store. Subscribe at Stitcher Radio. Check us out at SoundCloud. Also, subscribe at Google Play. Talk to you guys.